friend, family members, whoever's watching me today. As of right now, there is nobody. But the good news is I do have a new video coming out soon. It is going to be edited and broadcasted in the next few days, so that's good. Whenever the producer is done with it, he'll get it all posted. Hopefully, everything I shot on my own is to everybody's par. It's really hard to please everybody. And I guess that's a life lesson that we have to consider in all aspects. The only person that you should worry about pleasing is yourself, right? So there's always going to be that one person who complains or like corrects the way you say a word or like criticizes you for whatever. There's always going to be that one critic, right? But yes, so good news. I am so super stuffed right now. Oh, I made fried oysters, and they are pan fried. They're not deep fried. I absolutely. Hi, Mary. Hi. Hi from Russia. That's awesome. I hope you're safe. I mean, gosh, that whole situation over there is just heartbreaking for both sides. I mean, it makes me cry. Yeah. So I hope that you're safe, and I feel bad for both sides. There's just so much that goes on in every country that's involved in confrontations, war. And I know war creates change, but why can't we just sit around the table and have conversations? Why does there have to be, it's my way or the highway kind of thing? I don't understand it. I've never understood it because, part of communication, and probably the most important part of communication, is listening. And it doesn't mean you have to agree with the other person's side, but it is taking all the evidence before you and considering it, and then making an educated decision. An educated decision with everything that's in front of you. So I don't know why American government can't figure that out, and many other governments can't seem to figure that out. We're not the only ones. I mean, like, it's kind of scary when I watch things and there are warnings for people who are LGBTQIA to go to a couple states here in the United States because they're just not safe, especially our trans folks and, lesbian, gay, bi, whatever. Like, if you're out and proud, there are warnings about countries you shouldn't visit and states that you shouldn't visit, and it's just kind of strange. Everybody has their beat to their own drama, and it's not like everybody's broadcasting what they're doing in their bedroom. Like, if they are, that's an issue. So, like, hey, I hope everybody's having a good evening. So, yes, I made fried oysters, and oh my God, it's my birthday week. So, I got a steak to cook on my birthday. I got oysters in a jar today, a couple of cans of them. There was 4 like medium to large size oysters in there that I pan fried today in butter. So yummy. It's so delicious. Oh my God. I can't wait for the video to come out. I hope everybody's doing well. Just kicking back. I just have to tell you that this company that makes these, if you like soda and you don't like the taste of alcohol, these Breckenridge Brewery puts out these sodas. It literally tastes like cola, but it's almost like there's still bubbles, but it's almost like flat cola. Like if you've set your pop down somewhere and that pop was like just opened for too long and you still drink it, but it's just flat. Yeah, that's what's going on with this cola. I should say hi to everybody. So I know there's 3 people on here. Hello, marhaba, wassalam, shabbat shalom, wherever you are, hola. Oh, aloha, right? Aloha and hello. Greetings and salutations. How's everybody doing? I want to know. Ask me questions. What is it that you're dying to know from Jeannie B. Delicious? Don't be afraid. Don't be shy to ask me those questions because I have heard it all and seen it all at my age. Oh my God. Like, there is nothing that you can ask me or question me about. I may or may not reply, and I may call you out on your own self, but who knows? I am willing to answer questions. Anybody got any dying desire to ask me questions today? Oh, we're being shy. Social. I love the socialness of this. I'm gonna go get a deck of cards. All right. So the dollar, or I got these cards from the Family Dollar. I bought like 6 of them because there's this game I love to play, but I have to have enough people to play it. It's called Hand and Foot. It's super fun. I don't know if anybody's ever played Hand and Foot, but it's amazing. I'm setting some new goals this year too, so to get out and just like socialize more and meet new people. I hope everybody's doing the same thing. I know that 2 years of hiding in our houses, working from home and stuff has really made us antisocial people. Obviously, people are freaking out and doing stupid ass stuff. Oh my God. There's always going to be that stupid shit that goes on. Anyway, tell me more. Tell me more. Right? Right? Like, I worked in retail for the longest time. I tell you what, the retail, there are just a lot of things. Oh, it's kind of nice. These don't have those advertisements in them. So these are the classic playing cards. Yeah. I know that you can tell people's fortunes, and I am not a fortune teller. I don't know how to do it. But I can play solitaire. What kind of by myself games can I play? Do you remember playing like games like Slapjack? I mean, Hand and Foot's kind of fun because you have a hand and you have to work through your hand using whatever's down there, and hopefully you're drawing the things that you need. And then you have a foot and you're trying to get through your hand and foot at the same time and go out before everybody else. And then, you know, each card's worth so many points, and the directions are online, but it's super fun. And it's really fun if you're playing as teams. If you're playing as teams, way, way more fun. And then, you know, there are people that drink alcohol and there are people that don't. So you can still be around each other and enjoy those things, let other people imbibe. Just don't be stupid, you know? Like, set some boundaries. I should put some music on. Hey, Alexa, turn on some music. Oh, she's not listening to me. Oh my God, she's ignoring me. What? Let me go check. You get to see my booty. Alexa, turn on some music. Oh, it turned off. That's why. Hey, Alexa, turn on some music. Oh, shit. The power in the room got turned off, so I don't know what happened. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you so much, Mary. I appreciate that. Oh, I've got hiccups. I do apologize. Excuse me. Oh, Frost is back. Welcome back. Yay. Yeah, I've been just chilling, trying to be on more, be more active with my audiences because, you know, hey, we got one life to live. And I mean, as you can see, there's not a whole lot of activity in my place here. So I'm in Utah, JJW. I'm in Utah. I moved from Idaho to Utah. Big change there. It's actually more progressive here, believe it or not. You know, I feel safer walking down the street here in Utah than I have in a lot of different places. And, I've walked downtown Chicago, I've walked downtown LA. I mean, and I felt safe in those places, but I come from a very small state. I mean, Idaho has like 2 million people in the entire state. So, like, yeah, I mean, I grew up in like deliverance type towns too. So, where there's like, I wouldn't say biker gangs, but the area that I lived in was a common like route for people to get to Sturgis because it's right close to Lolo Pass, which gets you over there. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd fit in. I have not had any face work or a boob job or, like, that's a lot of expectations to put on a girl when you go to California. Although I've been thinking about having my lips like fluffed up just because like as you get older, like I used to have really thick lips and they've gotten thinner and thinner and smaller and I don't know. I'd like to have my lips a little bit bigger. Not like sometimes I see women who have had way too much stuff put in their lips and they're just like totally turned inside out. I just want my line to be more in depth. My daughters still have beautiful, and my son, of course, they all have like just gorgeous faces, and you know, they don't need any work done. But I've lost weight, I'm gotten older, and you just lose a lot of adipose tissue, and places that you have adipose tissue are like your face, when you get older starts sagging. I have like the turkey neck going on a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm not worried about that stuff. I'm not that vain. But it would be nice to be able to put lipstick on and not have like my lipstick like whoosh, spread. Because I used to be, as you all know, I used to be a smoker and smoke those cigarettes, but I didn't smoke for very long the second time. I only smoked for almost 2 years and then I got a gallbladder issue and I stopped smoking. But I did prop smoke for Jeannie B. Delicious as well. Like you would see me with this a cigar and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, Tony, I can't do this. This is way too much." Like, just the smell of cigars. If you're out in the public, I mean, like outside, like at a fair or something, somebody's smoking cigars. It's a nice smell, but cigarettes just stink. Um, and being enclosed in a room where cigar smoke is going on is not great, for sure. So yeah, people have asked me about the cats. Those comments crack me up. Like I would ever really cook for my entire family and put my cat on the counter. I mean, but that is what I grew up with. There's a lot of things that have changed. RJ Scum, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you. It's been hard work. I still have my temptations. Gosh, I still have a bag of chips that I had a few chips out of the other day. But I can always tell, like, when I eat things that I don't eat very often, you get kind of bloated and kind of like, oh, heavy feeling. So it is different. But today I made fried oysters, so I imbibed in some fried oysters. Oh my gosh, they were so good. I love eating my oysters with a little bit of tapatio or, that's it. Some people eat them with cocktail sauce or like a little lime squeezed or lemon squeezed over the top of them, but I love oysters. I think I've given myself like poisoning when I could really pound down some food. I think I cooked like 2 dozen oysters once and like ate 2 dozen oysters. I was so sick for a couple days for sure. That was back in the day when I could eat a whole pizza. And it's amazing how we can stretch out our stomach. I've learned a lot about it. Oh my God. I absolutely love the Gulf Coast. Just have to say, I've been to Florida a couple times and been to the like St. Petersburg Beach and Manatee Beach. Oh, they're so gorgeous and the water's so warm. Oh, I miss the warm weather. That's for sure. Um, well, Do you remember the old adage that you have to burn the calories? So if you're going to eat a whole pizza and drink a whole case of beer, you'd probably be working your ass off. Like people who like to imbibe a lot, they need to burn the calories off that they're consuming. And that it's still true. You have to be able to, because you know, our body, what it does is it takes food and it converts it to this item that's called glycogen, and they store it in your fat cells so that when you're exerting energy, then your body takes that stored glycogen and converts it into energy. So if you're going to eat a whole pizza and drink a whole case of beer, I mean, you better be working your ass off. And then there's nothing wrong. Like, I don't care what size you are. I mean, sizeism is a real thing. I have met some brilliant people that are 500 pounds, and I have met some brilliant people that are 90 pounds and underweight. It don't matter. It does not matter. I mean, it's who you are, and if you're happy with yourself at the end of the day, for me, it was like getting my health in check. I wanted to do something for me because I wanted to grow old and enjoy great grandchildren if possible. Of course, I'm never guaranteed that. I mean, I could still like walk out my front door, have a stroke, you know, a heart attack or whatever, and I'm gone. But I'm gonna do what I can to like make sure that I can see great grandchildren born. Wouldn't that be cool? Like, I'd love to walk my grandchildren down the aisle if they ever get married someday, or be in the hospital and get to see my new great grandbabies. That's what life's about, is like making those memories, creating those memories, and making an impact on the people around you. About 110 pounds, Russell. 110 pounds. I'm still overweight by the BMI spectrum. I weigh 159 pounds today. Yesterday it was like 155. So my weight fluctuates every day. But I did imbibe in pizza yesterday, so that doesn't surprise me that I put a little pounds on in the last 24 hours, because bread, oh, makes me pack on some pounds. And I love bread. I love making bread. I love eating bread. I love the way, like, taking fresh bread out of the oven and the crispy outside, right? Oh, I am doing well. Oh, I'm drinking good company because, you know, I'm with good company. I bought a case of like soda flavored beers. In Utah, they have a 5% and under you can buy in the grocery store. But if you want anything harder, like a bottle of wine or something, you literally have to go to a liquor store. And it's crazy. I mean, I thought Idaho was strict, but Utah has some pretty strict laws on that. But what they don't have strict laws on, I mean, you can get a medical card here and smoke weed. I mean, like, or eat it or whatever they do. I've not even, there's not like, you know, when I went to LA and I went to Venice Beach, there's literally people on the side of the corner. It was hilarious. I'm on Venice Beach. I'm checking out the whole linen, all they're selling and stuff. And there's like people trying to get you to pay money so you can take pictures with them. And, you know, some of them are in movies and stuff, and that's cool. But what I always thought was funny is like they have Botox right next to the weed shop, and you got some guy in a you know, like a schmuck that looks like a doctor with a stethoscope is like, the doctor's in today. Come get your, you know, medical card and then go get some Botox, you know, like I thought that was hilarious. And that is a big thing here. Yeah, I decided to move away from the trailer park cooking brand because it's classism, and I wanted to respect myself as well as what I grew up with. I lived in a trailer park. I owned a trailer. Like the first house I ever bought and owned, and I did lose it, but was a trailer. And I lived in there, and my kids lived there, and my mom has lived in a trailer her whole entire life after I left the house. And you know, it was just things that I grew up with, and it's a special it's a special community in a way that it's a sense of ownership and having that belonging and having that place that's still cool, because there are some really nice ones out there. I mean, I would literally live into a tiny home right now if I could. But that's a pretty good sized trailer, 16 by 80. That's a long trailer. I think I was in a 55-foot by like 10 foot, and it had 3 bedrooms. And I rebuilt the thermocoupler on my water heater because there was a gas leak, and so I had to do that. I couldn't lock any of my doors. I don't know what it was about that older trailer, and it was a really old trailer. It was like 70s. I mean, I look at this house that I'm in right now. Like, this house is amazing. The basement that I'm renting is 1,000 square foot. And now this is temporary, of course, because I have to drive 50 miles to work and back every day, when I go to work. So I am looking actively for a place that's closer to my job. It's going to be hard to leave so much space, because even the apartments that I've looked at that have 1 and 2 bedrooms, they're like 900 square feet, like the entire apartment. And so if the basement's 1,000 square feet, you could imagine how many square feet this house that I'm in is. It's huge. And yeah. Yay, Glenn. I am so glad you're here by miracle. I mean, you must have felt the Genie Bee vibe. I was pushing it out there. Oh, that's right. I was going to turn Alexa on. Hey, Alexa, turn on some music. There we go. She's listening to me. Sometimes she ignores me. I think she hates me sometimes. Ooh, it's Sam Smith, the Body Shop song. I hope I don't get in trouble for having music in the background on lives. Of course, I just want to let everybody know that I do not own the rights to any of this music on here. I am not here to make a profit off of the music playing in the background. I'm just wanting to have a good time, and I like a little sound in the background, so here you go. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting older, so it's kind of cold, Sharon. Like, I have looked at, I have family in Florida, and I have some family in Oregon, in Washington, in Alaska, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, whatever. I have family in all those places, but I really would like to be in more tropical climate. Even if it was like Southern Oregon next to the redwoods, or like California. I don't want it to be like so desert hot that I can't breathe, but I don't want it to be so cold that I have to wear, I mean, here we are, we're in April, like, and it literally is, oh, let's see what the weather is today. Fuck, it's like 50 degrees outside, and I'm freezing. I have a heater going in the background, see? So I can stay warm, because this basement's hell cold. But the nice thing, right? Yeah, like, it's freezing. And so when I found out, like, this part of Utah gets like 3 and 4 winters, basically, like 6 months of the year. That's what I dealt with when I was in Alaska. I don't want to be there. I mean, but I would like to be on the ocean side as well, like either east or west or the Gulf. I have a child that lives in Texas as well. I mean, but they're a little ways away from the Gulf. Yeah. But, who knows? I think I'm at that point where, like, if I had an RV, I would totally consider California. I've actually looked at California. I have a good friend that I met this last fall. Her and her husband are super cool, that live in Northern California. And I have my, I don't even know what to call her. She's my daughter-in-law's mom. So she's a good friend. And she lives, I think, like Central California, in some apartments there. I mean, the wages are good in California. The cost of living is super high, just like everywhere else. I'm sure I could find something there. I mean, I've just been at my job for so long. Like, it's hard to want to start over in another position. And I know that the bank that I work for has locations in California. but it's more like branch style. And I work at a call center, so I handle commercial accounts, if you want to know. So if you're a Home Depot shopper or, other commercial accounts, that's what I do. Hey, Sean. Oh, Miller Lite is so much better than what I'm having right now. Like, oh my God, this is like flat soda. It was cheap though, so 24 pack for $9.99. I couldn't beat that. So I was like, well, shit, why not? It's alcohol. But man, it's too sweet for me. I am definitely into, 24 case. Yeah, it's an excellent deal. And I know why it's on clearance now. It's called the Good Company Hard Seltzer, and this one's cola flavor. It tastes like a flat Coke. Not even kidding. With only 4.5% alcohol in it. But it's 100 calories and low sugar. So I do look at those things. There's only 3 grams of carbs and 100 calories per can, which I really like that. What is that one? It's maybe it's Miller that puts it out. It's like 80 calories per can, but it's like nice, refreshing. It doesn't make me feel bloated. Yeah, there are just some really good beers. I am pretty happy. I mean, I can't complain. But I do miss my grandbaby. I do miss my grandbabies a lot, and I miss having a daughter in the same town. I'm trying to get her to move to Utah, but I don't know if that'll happen. We'll see, because people are scared of Utah, but it's a lot different than the news always makes things look shitty. They're selling ratings, so at the end of the day, I mean, like, it's really a great community. And I guess the neighborhood that I live in, West Jordan, is pretty posh neighborhoods, and I can see that. Definitely. I mean, for real, you like the hiking trips that I'm planning on going on, literally Moab is a couple, like 3 or 4 hours away, and then you have like the film festival here, Sundance Film Festival. So you get like major films that come through here, and like major sporting events and concerts. And they're freaking amazing. I went into the Arches National Forest. I don't even want to call it the Arches, but it is very clean. It is very clean. Like right now, because the snow just melted, it's pretty dusty, but they have potholes like I've never seen on a road before. They do not take care of their roads. Oh, yes, the chili taco soup. Oh, yummy. It's so good. I know. I've been to Oklahoma, and it is similar. I mean, Oklahoma's a lot wetter. Utah is definitely desert. And the mountains outside, like, freaking crazy. They remind me of Alaska, because I lived in Valdez, Alaska, and they are just like, here's the town. So the Salt Lake Valley sits really low with the Salt Lake and all the other lakes that are around here. And then there's like these mountains that go straight up, and they're just like huge mountains. And I mean, it's very beautiful, but destitute at the same time. But there's beauty in everything, right? Like when I was in Kansas, I loved the rows and rows of sunflower fields, and just, you could just look across the horizon for miles and never see anything other than like nothing. There was no mountains, there was nothing in the background. So you could just like see the land being flat, and then just the horizon line, just as far as the horizon line, there was nothing. And it was beautiful. But then when I lived in Alaska, I mean, it's kind of gray and dreary, and they have the whole offset of like in the winter you get like a dusk, but it stays like dusk, and then it's just dark all the time and gray. And kind of sad, depressing, but it's still beautiful. And it has these sheer mountains and stunted evergreen trees and wildlife everywhere. I mean, like, I remember walking to work and looking over the bridge and seeing grizzly bears just doing their thing, fishing. So, yeah, Alaska was really pretty. And then when I lived in Montana, Montana was beautiful. I always thought it was kind of cool how some of their roads are really red and just all the mountains and, it's this beauty, and so is Wyoming. And even though Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho are like next to each other, Oregon, Washington, they're all so completely different from each other. So completely different, even though they're all a part of the Rocky Mountain Range. It's all different. The high mountain deserts in Idaho are way different than the deserts here in Utah for sure. I really did like a lot of different things that I've already done here in Utah. And just like the film industry, there's Hollywood here, there's Disney, they have all these film studios here. So if I really wanted to get back into film and media, I like to make documentaries. That would be cool. Documentaries are kind of like my passion. I haven't actually done one, but I have written a couple and I haven't published them, but they're in the works. They say you write it 3 times before you actually do it. I think I'm on the second or the third draft right now on my idea. But you don't want to share them because, people steal your ideas. I had one that was going, and then, of course, you wait too long. Somebody else is already doing it because, nothing's really all that original. So you're just spinning a different story on a different theme, right? Hey, Alexa, turn it down. Don't you love technology? When we don't have kids in the house, we can yell at Alexa. She gets a little obnoxious sometimes. And I think it's funny when Siri, I like call Alexa all the time, try to change stations. She's listening. And then Siri always say, I'm Siri, not Alexa. I was like, bitch, I wasn't talking to you. That's my friends. And then I saw on Snapchat, they have this new AI that you can talk to. And I was like, oh, I'm going to test out this AI on Snapchat. It's a possibility, but is it really AI destroying us or are we destroying ourselves? I mean, I don't know. Could be the Terminator. Yeah. Exactly. I think that technology has created communication issues with people and for people to handle stressful situations. And the reactions that we're seeing now with the kind of population that we have are extreme reactions of distorted realities. And it's a delusion about going back to school for my master's degree. Right, right. I mean, it's like a lot of, civilizations have destroyed themselves. Um, to what means, though? You know, it's a possibility. I mean, like they say, most of Florida is going to be underwater in a couple of years. California is going to drop off. Like they have all these theories. But, I mean, at the end of the day, because my degree's in communication, so I'm just going to pop in this theory. So we'll just start with like media theory, right? So media theory, we use different types of media, whether it be newspaper, the radio, the television, our phones, social media, and we have these platforms, and they're all kinds of different platforms. And what they did notice is, like, over the years in the studies that they have in sociology and communication, is that how media affects humans, right? And we're social creatures. So we're not meant to be isolated and alone. We're meant to be kind of like a pack of wolves. We move in packs, we live in packs, and it is good for us to live in packs. There's a whole entire dynamic with that. So when you take media and then you take a person behind that media who has the financial means to influence an entire culture. I mean, in communications, they actually use Hitler as an example of how he was able to infiltrate and completely influence an entire country, right? And he used flyers, he used radio, he used newspapers, he used public speaking, he used all these kind of things in order to get people on board with his philosophies. And media is still used that way. So I feel, I mean, I listen to the radio, I listen to songs, I watch social media, but I also think that people should really take things with a grain of salt and do their own research. And when they do their research, they need to know how to research. They need to look at accredited sources that have been peer reviewed and tested and the theories put to test, and not just believe what they see. So I was really happy to see that. I think it was New Jersey that started teaching research in the classrooms, because that's the first thing they teach you in college when you're doing research papers, how to find a peer-reviewed paper. And regardless, people don't even realize that Google has this entire other platform called Google Scholar, where you can research and read peer-reviewed articles, and you can tap into world-renowned libraries such as the Library of Congress and that kind of stuff. Yeah, right. And then with things like, us all having to be isolated for a couple years, we fed into it. I mean, I saw an uptake in Genie Bee views. I mean, it didn't hurt my business, yeah. You know what platform I really like the best out of all of this? The platforms I really like the best, even though there's still misinformation in there, YouTube and TikTok are one of the best platforms I have been on, because you have real people, you have real doctors, and you can research and find out if they're real doctors and their reviews and that kind of stuff on all of these, and you can find out their history, because guess what? Your education is public knowledge. Somebody wants to get your name, they can search where you went to school and what grade you got. That's open. That's out there. So you can see, you can do your due diligence and research that. But then I have like my sister who's totally a conspiracy theorist and like brainwashed, and she totally is just like turned in from this very loving, kind person to this very spiteful, hateful person, because she has fallen into this, like, I want to call it like a Marilyn, what is that guy's name? A Charles Manson kind of cult. So you have to be, number one, you have to have the intelligence to question everything that you see and hear. And number two, at the end of the day, we're humans. And humans, we can study all we want. We have the ability to reason and make decisions, and we have the ability to to make good decisions or bad decisions, or be moral or immoral. And we are in complete and absolute control of the outcome, right? So we can take 100 people and say 100 people, for example, I'm somebody who broke the mold in my family, and so is my brother and my brothers, because my dad, he didn't graduate from high school, and my mom, she didn't make it past the 9th grade. But I graduated from not only high school, and my brothers graduated from high school. One got their GED. I got my high school equivalency, but I went on to go to college, and I got my college degree and bachelor's degree, and my brothers did too. So they all broke the mold. They didn't follow the statistics. So because we're humans, we have the ability to reason and make our own decisions at the end of the day. That is really the true nature of things. So whether we destroy ourselves or not, I mean, not having a care for others and having concern for others or for the future of others is really what it falls down to. And that's just my opinion. That's Jeannie B's opinion. And I may or may not be right on that, but there is some truth on it, because when you look at people, sit downtown sometime and just sit on a step somewhere, and I want you to watch the homeless, and I want you to watch the people walking down the street, and I want you to just kind of observe what's going on, and look at people in restaurants, and when you're in your churches or your places of worship or whatever, just like anywhere in a group setting, pay attention to people and what they're doing and how they're acting, and just observe what they're doing. And I am one of those people that I love people, and I observe a lot, and that's probably why I liked communication so much. But sitting there, sitting there, I mean, you'll notice as people walk down the street, they have, like, the horse blinders. When you're on a racetrack, right? They put these blinders on horses because, this peripheral vision, sometimes horses get spooked by the peripheral vision when they're running down the horse, and so they'll get distracted and it'll freak them out, and they'll jump over the thing, and they'll end up going back to the paddock because that's where they feel safest, right? So they put these blinders on the horses. Well, people walk around with blinders, and they're existing, and it's like that song that the Cranberries sing, Zombie. It's people just going through the motions of their daily activities and routines, and forgetting to notice the things around them, like the architecture of the building, the way the sidewalk is, and the details, and the homeless person that's on the side of the street that you don't want to pay attention to, but you see them, and they want to be seen. I mean, they didn't choose that life. That's a life that was kind of chosen for them in a way, but it is. And I've been homeless, so I know what it's like to be in that desperation and not being able to find a place to rent because I had terrible credit, and because I mean, if I wasn't able to find a place like this, I mean, I probably would have been sleeping in my car a few months ago. And that's the truth of the matter. It's not that I didn't have a job, and a good job with excellent medical benefits. I don't have the credit to be able to apply for something. And plus, rent is so expensive. They're renting studios for $1,200, studio apartments for $1,200. When my kids were little and I was able to qualify for subsidized housing, not low-income housing, but subsidized housing, my rent for a 3-bedroom was $890, and that was, 20 years ago. And it was $800 for subsidized housing for 3-bedroom. Now 3-bedroom is at the cheapest you can get subsidized housing is $2,400, right? So you take somebody who's working at McDonald's or Walmart or, and those are great opportunities that they can have, and they have a potential to make a lot of money if they move up in management and they work their butts off and they get their education or whatever. But still, how do you afford, even at $15 an hour? Oh, this is a Walmart shirt, but I found it at a secondhand store. Secondhand store. It's a No Boundaries, so that's why I know it's Walmart, because that's a brand that Walmart carries. I loved it too because it has butterflies on it, and I love pink. I love pink and blue. It's one of my favorite colors. I love pink and I love blue. It's my favorite. Pink, blue, black. And I like white too, but they're my favorite colors. And green. I love green. I mean, I just like colors. So yeah, that's the deep nature of things, and it's just a struggle. Yes. Hi, Jade. That's one of my favorite names. That's a cute story that I remember. There was this woman who wanted to have a baby so bad, and she put second mortgages on her house, and her child that she finally got to be a mother of was named Jade. And I was like, it's like finding that special, that special something out of all the rocks you could be finding. It's like finding that special thing. So Jade's is such a cool name. It's one of my favorites, for sure. But now that Jeannie has probably chased off half of her audience because I went really deep, woo, right down in the rabbit hole. But yeah, I don't know. It's a possibility. At the end of the day, I mean, like, we're born, you know, Pink Floyd talks about it being another brick in the wall. They're freaking out about the birth rate and they are worried about workers in the future, which is a real possibility. If you don't have enough workers to fill the roles, businesses are going to close down. It's a truth fact. We're going to see a population decline just like Japan has in China, We are. And that's perfectly fine because the more people that are on this earth, I mean, like, think about all the CO2s that we release in this atmosphere, and China, United States, and I can't remember what the third country is. We're the highest creators of CO2s on the planet. So they really are. And I really feel like it's an era of disillusionment. It's this, for some reason in their brains, this disillusionment and psychosis has hit them, and I don't know if it's because they're isolated and alone and they're scared and they haven't socialized in so long. And, people still, like, I mean, I think about the girl and the kid that knocked on some guy's door and gets shot down, or like freaking a little girl, like, with her teenage friends turns around in some guy's parking lot. Like, how many times have we done a U-turn in someone's driveway? And that was never a fear that we ever had. And like flashing our lights at someone to say, oh, you don't want them to get a ticket, right? So you're trying to be the neighborly person and flash your lights at them, but now you might get shot for it. Like, it is crazy, some of the things that are happening. Like, I really want to stop and help some lady on the side of the road that's trying to change her tire. But as a woman, I don't feel safe to do that. What if it's a trap? Plus the fact that if somebody drives along and hits us while we're trying to change a tire. But I mean, literally, like, it is an era of disillusionment, for sure. And it's just not reality that people are living in. Like, at the end of the day, we're all humans and we all bleed the same blood, and, like, maybe not the same type of blood, but we all bleed. We all cry when we are sad, and we all are devastated when someone dies, and we are all, like, happy when someone's born. And, we all have jobs to do. We all have a place, and we all have things that, that we go through. And I don't get why people have gone to such extremes, and to what cost? What is it costing them? They're causing themselves to be separated from their families. They're creating more hate. And hate, like, the way I grew up learning about hate is like when you are so absolute in dislike of something that you are willing to kill them. Like, this is literal hate that we're seeing. People hate other people so much and don't even consider the fact that the child might be knocking on your door because they need help, or that person who pulled around in their driveway has gotten lost, and they're not even stopping and thinking. They're just reacting. They're just reactive, and it's reactive disillusionment. It's like this freaking, I don't know, like, it's a problem. It makes me scared to go protest for, something, because I don't want to get shot. I want to live a long life, but at the same time, I realize that it takes a community to make changes. But at what point does, what do we do? Like, how do we make a difference? And I keep on reminding myself about that story about how the starfish there's thousands of starfish that are stuck on this beach. The tide went out and all these starfish are stuck there, and the little kid is throwing the starfish in the water as fast as he can possibly do it, and this guy is like going up to him and saying, hey, like, why do you even bother? There's so many starfish here that, like, why? And the truth of the matter is he's made a difference for that 20 starfish that he's able to save, and I think as humans we forget that at the end of the day it's about being kind and, being generous and compassionate and having empathy for other people. And even when people are doing horrific things, like, I mean, there's something that's missing, something that's forgotten. It's a need or something in the Maslow's laws that has been completely obliterated, and they have went overboard and went off the edge. They just dived right in. Anyway, enough of this serious talk. How about other questions? I hope that Tony gets the video up in the next 24 hours because I'm going to make another video tomorrow. I think I will take some food that I got from the food bank. When I first moved in here, I was broke. I had just moved to Utah and stuff, so. It has. I mean, for part of it, I mean, but at the end of the day, there are pros and cons. Think about the simplicity of things. Let's think about the microwave. How old were you when you had a microwave in your house? I'm old enough that for the first 15 years of my life, I would say younger than that, probably the first 10 years of my life, there wasn't a microwave in my house. I mean, much less did we even have a color TV. But until later on, because they were out, but they weren't affordable. And then mom got a microwave and she got a color TV, and the microwave, like, we no longer had to go turn a stove on to cook food. And we can now just throw it in the microwave. And I tried to boil eggs in a microwave before I knew you couldn't boil them that way. And I had exploded eggs all over Mama's kitchen. I mean, there's pros and cons to all kinds of technology. I mean, think about, as simple as clothing. Clothing is mass made. You got every kind of style of clothing that you could possibly get now. Like, think about when you go in and buy toilet paper. You have 30 different types of toilet paper to choose from. Like, you don't have just one style or can of beans. You have 50 to choose from. Like, technology has made our lives easy and simplistic. And it's funny, like, when I crochet, how many young generation kids in between, I would say, like, my kids' ages and stuff, that don't know how. Right? Yeah. I don't even have facial tissue. I just have paper towels and toilet paper. But I bought bamboo paper towels and bamboo toilet paper to see how it worked and to see if it was something that I would continue to use. And it's more environmentally friendly. Small strides, right? I still use plastic, Plastic is in everything. Like, even the stuff that says it's totally 100% recycled. And it's still plastic. There's a lot of stores that don't even use plastic bags. Like, when I went to California and Washington, Oregon, yeah, none of them. No plastic bags. They charge you for them now. And here in Utah, they have some stores that don't have plastic bags, and they do charge you for them, but it's not the entire state. Yeah. It's interesting, but there's a lot of crafts you can make with plastic bags. I've been watching some, like, how-to, like, crocheting with plastic bags. It's kind of cool. Ooh, what kind of music do we want to listen to tonight? I should change this station. Yes, exploding eggs. We can see if that's on there. Hey hey Alexa, can you play some music with some exploding eggs? We'll see if she does it. She doesn't have anything. Oh, what's my favorite kind of music? I like all kinds of music. Let me think. I like island music too. Dolly Parton. That's awesome. Lombardi's here. Ian's here. Let's see. Hey Siri, or sorry, hey Alexa, will you turn on my Pandora playlist? Thank you. I call her Siri so much I should change her name. We'll see. And it was funny, I just thought, oh, what songs do I want to play from Pandora? I think I was listening to dubstep. I'm not sure, I can't remember. But I really like kind of some pretty eclectic music, so. So what are everybody's goals this year? Are you doing anything fun this summer? Anybody school teachers? Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, let's see. What kind of music? Ooh, we're almost up to an hour. Let's see. Ooh. Hey, Alexa, put on some dirty rap. Hey, Alexa, put on some Cardi B. Some Cardi B. Or Megan Thee Stallion. Do you like Megan Thee Stallion? I like raunchy rap, like I was saying last time, like raunchy rap. I like some heavy metal. I like screamo. I like dubstep. I like techno. I like dance music. I like 70s. I like 80s. I mean, you name it, I probably like it. The only thing I really have a hard time listening to is a lot of country. But I mean, if it's like Reba McEntire or Dolly Parton kind of country, Kenny Rogers, that kind of country I can get into. Folk music, yeah, like Wet Leg. Oh, that's a good one. Hey Alexa, put on Wet Leg. Yeah, Wet Leg is a good, that's good music. Ooh. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Why did you choose your name, Negra? I just, it's an interesting name that you chose for your username. What is it short for? I just, for me, because I'm white, just saying names like that is harder for me. But tell me more about why you chose that name. And see, that's the truth of the matter is it's our own uncomfortableness that we're dealing with. Oh, Too Short. Yeah, Too Short's great. Yeah, yeah. I listened to him when I was in like my early junior high. Probably junior high. They say you really love the music that you grew up with. Like I do, but at the same time, I was thinking about Peaches today, and for me as a woman, I think about Peaches, and it's probably because I'm lesbian, because I'm fascinated with boobs, right? So, um, I love boobs, and I always have considered them peaches, but at the same time, I was like, I had to look up the definition today when somebody commented about peaches. Yes, yes, RJ, you are correct, and so I wanted to know more about that, right? Yeah. Like in different languages, it means different things. So I don't know. Like in Spanish, negro, I mean, they're colors, but it's just interesting. So I wanted to know more. Yeah. Um, I don't know. It is like only 5:53 here, and I'm already yawning. It's probably because I had a horrible night. But here's some fried oysters. I have leftovers. I'll probably eat them for snack tonight because I love oysters. Oh my God. I know, right? It was funny. I wrote this poem once and it was about boobs. And it was talking about how you like when I look up at the mountains, and I see the large crests, and sometimes the snow it slopes down, it looks like boobs, and there's big ones and there's small ones, there's itty bitty ones, there's like there's all shapes and forms, and it doesn't matter where whether you're gay, straight, trans, like cis, whatever. People just love boobs. Can you show us one? I've never had oysters before. Oh, really? I mean, like, they're just pan-fried oysters. And they are pretty high in protein, but they're also high in like other stuff like calcium and I believe magnesium or something. So that's what I made. And they're so good. They're very indulgent. And I fried them in butter. I thought so too. I thought she was wanting to see my boobs, and I was like, oh. Since I was kind of talking about boobs, but yeah. Well, and the other thing is like when I was at a Pride festival, there was this woman who had very, very indulgent, like large breasts, and she was wearing pasties. And I was just like, my face, I was like, whoa, wow. And then the two gentlemen next to me, totally, they were partners. They're like, yep, we noticed too. Everybody loves boobs. It doesn't matter whether you're gay or not. Right? Mm-hmm. And I have pasties. Pasties for Pride, right? But I'm trying to find the rest of my outfit because I want to put these because I have smaller boobs and like a see-through shirt. So that's what I plan on wearing for Pride this year. Because pretty much that whole butterfly would cover almost my entire breasts. So, and I know everybody loved the Jeannie B boobs before, but I have to just let you in on a secret. I'm not going to stuff anymore. And they were never real. So I've always been small chested. Sorry guys. Sorry girls. I mean, not terribly small chested. I'm still like a CD, but I mean, I put balloons. Like, they were so uncomfortable. I used to complain to Tony all the time. I was like, I can't do this much longer. Like, we have to shut down the videos because I just need to get these out because they were very uncomfortable to stuff. And I'm trying to be more natural and more me. I've even thought about like getting rid of the wig and just letting you see my mohawk and getting to know who I am. But at the same time, keeping the wig kind of helps. But I have a recognizable face. I've been recognized even without my wig before of who I am. So that's not an issue as long as you're not psycho. Jeannie B, give you a hug. Oh my God. I still do. I still do. Oh, I mean, like, absolutely. Like, you should see some of the emails that I have received deceived. Oh my God. I mean, they were to the point where like it was pornographic. Just like, yeah, yeah. I had people always say, "Oh, you should just cook nice, or you should like just cook your food like totally like naked." And I'm like, I don't think that YouTube would approve that. Besides, I mean, we look completely different with our clothes off, and I'm certainly not going to be showing my entire body on YouTube. Plus, be able to show myself in public and have people go, "Oh, I saw you naked on YouTube." Like people recognize me. I had to stop wearing fake glasses because my vision's so bad. Like, I wear trifocals, so when Tony had these prop glasses that were super cute, I should have had just lenses put in them, but I didn't. And I couldn't see what I was doing or read directions because I didn't have my glasses on. So I was like, I just got to be able to wear my glasses. And I get new glasses every year because I have really good, like I said, I have really good medical benefits, vision benefits. I get replacement glasses every year. It's hard to give up a job like that. Who's all on? I'm going to click the... Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah. I mean, when I was going to church and stuff like that, I mean, I sang in the choir, but I have a very alto voice. Like, I can get pretty low, So, I don't know. I'm definitely an alto. I mean, when I was younger, it was a little bit more second soprano because I could hit some high notes, but as I've gotten older, my vocal cords have definitely changed. And I sang in jazz choir in high school and in grade school. I sang choir. Junior high, I sang choir. Yeah. It was beautiful. It was a lot of fun. I sang in the church choirs too. But I'm excited. Anybody doing anything fun this weekend? Did you know there's a meteor shower the next couple days? Huge meteor shower, especially that you'll be able to see over this part of the United States. And hopefully it's clear enough. We're pretty cloudy right now. I'm looking up from my basement. There's like bars and stuff, and it's still like way gray white, gray white out there, totally. But anyway, it has been an hour and 7 minutes. I love you all. Cheers. Make wonderful decisions. Be kind to each other. You don't have to fix everything, but sometimes we just need to listen and, be kind to yourself. Take time for you, self-care, whatever that looks like. Just make it moral. Whatever your morality is. I mean, like, just be decent human beings out there. Say hi to people, smile more, look people in the eye. Don't look down while you're walking. Be observant. I love you all. Adios. Sayonara. Yes. Yes. Because I was using too small of a pan on a large burner and I was deep frying. That's why I almost set the kitchen on fire. True, true. Note to self, bigger pan next time. Love you all.